Hey everybody, Jeremy here, and today I got a really big oversized Funko Pop to show you. This is newly released and it is from Bioshock Infinite. This is the Songbird. This is the 6-inch Songbird. And man, when I got into GameStop, I looked online just to make sure that a store around me had it. It said they did. I went in and checked and they had it. They also had the 6-inch Big Daddy, which is what I want the most. And they were just sitting there all right next to each other, stacked up, and then I was like, yeah, I'll just, like one of those songbirds in Big Daddy. Okay, turns out the Big Daddies were pre-orders, so they wouldn't sell it to me. But old Songbird here was up for grabs, so I purchased him, and he cost a whopping, there's no price on this, but I believe it was $16.99 is how much the Songbird is. GameStop recently changed the price of their Funko Pop, so now a regular Funko Pop will cost $10.99, and so basically everything moved up by like $1 or so. So the Songbird, as opposed to costing $14.99 and some other places, ends up costing me about 16 bucks, and that's how much you can probably expect to pay as well. Not too sure if Songbird is a GameStop exclusive. I don't think it is, but that's how it is now. Now, on the back of the box, we see that there are some other pops in this Bioshock Infinite line, and that includes Booker DeWitt. We have Booker DeWitt again with his Skyhook accessory, and we have Elizabeth. And then in the other Bioshock line, we have the Big Daddy, and we also have the little sisters, which I'm really looking forward to that. So I really do like these giant, big 6-inch Funko Pops. They look really cool. I'm looking forward to this Songbird. So let's pop this guy out of the box, get a good look at him, show you what it's all about. This Songbird is pretty freaking awesome. Now, I know I say that a lot about the Funko Pops that I get, and that's really because I only really buy the Funko Pops that I want, and very rarely am I disappointed in them. I think the Funko Pop that I bought that I've been most disappointed with was probably the black and white Daryl Dixon, because the paint was done so bad on the one that I have. He's a Walmart exclusive. But anyway, back to this Songbird. This is so good. It's wow. All right, where can I start? But first, let's talk about this head here. Now, there's almost like a leather-like texture on his head. There are some indentations and some wrinkles on it. You know, almost as if, you know, like if this were a costume that someone put on. It's not completely smooth. There are some indentations. You can feel the rivets and the bumpiness on top of the head. That is just such a great detail there. We got these really big red eyes along the side, which really is weird because Funko Pops are known for their super large eyes, but then the Songbird in and of itself also has large eyes. So it almost makes this thing look a little less of a Funko Pop and kind of like more of a Songbird figure. Now, he's got that girthiness of a Funko Pop, you know, and of course he's not as tall, not quite as skinny, but you know, it really works in his favor, the fact that his eyes are already naturally big. We see some really nice ornaments just strewn all across the body here, and with these gears here, good detail on these gears, and even like a little bit of stitching on the wings here. We have like these individual molded stitch lines all throughout the wings, and it's even like that on the inside of the wing. It's not articulated or anything, so you can't make the wings, you know, fan out. You can't move the head. You can't move anything on them, but you can see the stitching is also on the inside here, and that's a really nice detail. They could have just left that alone and only did the back, but they did the inside as well. As far as the paint goes on this guy, there are some slight blemishes with the paint in my particular figure. I didn't get a chance to actually pick the one that I wanted because all these guys are just behind the counter. So this one that I have, we can see right here on his eye there is a little bit of a scratch in the paint, and then also along the other side on this eye, the red of the eye, the paint has sort of bled into the outer edge of this part. So there's a little bit of red there and some very quite almost like shininess going on, like on top of the head. I'm not too sure what that's all about, but they're little minor imperfections. It doesn't like really take away from this figure here. And on top, right where these little rope pieces sort of are, there's a little bit of the bronze or the gold that came from the circular part that has bled onto this part here. You know, just little things that I'm just picking out like that, which are really no big deal at all. Really nice sculpted detail on these claws here. You know, they're a little bit sharp down at the tip. I don't think they're sharp enough to actually cut yourself with, but they do have some pointiness to them. And I also like the little detail on the feet here towards like these little ornaments, those little indentations there as well. So it's a lot of small details with this figure here that really makes him stand out and makes him really look great. And it's also pretty girthy. There's some weight to this guy. And I'm thinking maybe it's the wings. Of course, the wings are most likely adding some weight to him, but all these other extra pieces, all these little decorative ornaments and gears and cranks and all that stuff that's attached to the Songbird, you know, it helps add to the weight. It's one of the heaviest Funko Pop figures that I actually have. I mean, he's right up there with, let's say, the Hulkbuster and even Alduin the dragon from Skyrim. That dragon has some good weight to him as well, and I really like this. These don't feel like just hollow toys that, you know, have nothing on the inside of them. These are good, solid pieces. And on the bottom of the feet here, just so you know, there is the Funko trademark, but then there's also, it says Take-Two Interactive on one of the feet as well. Take-Two Interactive, of course, being the publisher of Bioshock Infinite. So, there you go. There's a look at the Songbird from Bioshock Infinite. Got this guy at GameStop. It's going to be like 16 bucks. If you are a fan of Bioshock, if you're a fan of Bioshock Infinite, this is definitely one that you want to pick up. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of getting like the Booker DeWitt and the Elizabeth Funko Pops. I'm really more of a Big Daddy, Little Sister kind of guy. But you can pick those up too if you are so inclined, but definitely this one. I love these 6-inch Funko Pops. These are amazing in this Songbird. I mean, you can just tell that so much care and attention to detail went into this. A lot of things that they did not have to do. They did not have to do the individual stitching on the wings. They didn't have to do the little wrinkles on top of the head. They didn't have to add like the little tiny circular rivets right there along the side, right behind the eye. Didn't have to do that, and it still would have looked like Songbird. But the fact that they did, you know, it makes it worth the price. And with these Funko Pops in these stores that are slightly increasing the price of these things, if the quality dropped, it wouldn't be worth it at all. But as long as they can maintain this type of really good sculpted quality with these things, it makes that price hike, it makes it just a little less jarring, and I like that. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, when I get the Big Daddy, I will do another video. Until then, I'm Jeremy, and I will talk to you later.